for the conversation. And we're right on time. Thank you, everyone, for joining Minions of the Zoo, Night Show 1929. I'm your host, Johnny Hellcat, and with me today are Minions Hey Camel, who is ever so slow. There he is. And Sanguine.
Good evening, all.
Yeah, and as we were talking about prior to the stream, pretty much, yeah, I don't think Jon Stewart is
funny.
Well, okay, I thought he was, like, way back when.
Yeah, I remember my early 20s.
Now it's just a ploy, a ploy to be employed now.
Yep. He used to be funny. He used to make comments that were of use. And every now and then, very, very fucking rarely, he'll still manage to do that. It's almost never. But he, every so often, will end up snapping out of his bullshit for a couple moments. Which was what we were talking about a little bit before stream, since Jon Stewart said the right thing about Kanye when Kanye was going fucking crazy. And everyone's completely ignored it. And Jon Stewart had routinely ignored that position prior to when it was Kanye.
What exactly did John say? Because like I told you before, Johnny hit the button. The last thing I heard Jon Stewart talk about was the Wuhan lab when he was on with Colbert.
So what Jon Stewart said is that Kanye is kind of a creation of other people. His insanity is a creation of other people, because when
other people made him bipolar?
Other people made him fucking insane. He was bipolar, which kind of started him along that process, but then the insanity that he's spouting out now, it was something that everyone fed into. And the way that he explained everyone feeding into it was, when he first started having issues, he said that there was a group of executives that were trying to silence him. And when he said that, he didn't name any groups, he just said that there's a group of executives trying to silence him. The Jewish American community came out and called him anti-Semitic. So the next time that he started talking about it was he said that Jews are trying to silence him. Which he had said that it was the executives, the Jewish American community, or rather Jewish American activists, came out and said, fuck you, you aren't allowed to say that, you need to be silenced. So the next time that he came out, he said, yeah, apparently Jewish Americans are trying to silence me. And then more people tried to silence him. So he came out and said, more people are trying to silence me. And it's the Jewish Americans, it's this group of executives, which when I first attacked them, the Jewish Americans apparently attacked me, so they must be Jewish Americans. And he just started to spiral from there. Each time that he was attacked, he built that into the narrative until now he's at the point where he is spouting off all kinds of absolute fucking insanity that makes no goddamn sense and is, in many cases, rather fucking vitriolic. And this was something that Jon Stewart correctly pointed out when he was being talked to about this. And it pisses me off that he correctly pointed it out, because, yeah, he was right when he laid this out. But the thing is that he was one of the people that was constantly pushing for this end right up until that point. And he's done it for countless other people, where they will say something and then he'll jump on them doing the "how fucking dare you" routine, Which, if he can realize that that's what resulted in Kanye being how Kanye is right now, why the fuck is he doing it to other people?
And the reason why we got started on Kanye before the stream was because I mentioned how, accounts are getting unbanned on Twitter now, and so like periodically, like people will pop up on my timeline. It's like, oh yeah, I remember you. Shit's changed a lot since you've been gone.
Well, I know that another one that's popped up lately, and I don't know if it's because he's particularly banned, but
Teddy?
No, Islamicat.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that account in forever either.
Because I know that he had like quite a few videos, and I think just before the acquisition, he kind of just. I'm not going to say he was banned because I was able to look him up, but he was definitely shadow banned.
Well, like
and if you don't
the
follow him,
example
you're going to Hell Plus.
I mean, I already bought my ticket, so I'm not all that worried about it, Johnny.
But Hell Plus is a whole different ballgame.
Travis, I'm just on Twitter for the porn. You know they have other sites that are like more dedicated to that, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got an alt account for that too, but it's actually kind of ruined porn for me because like you end up getting like people that make porn talking about stuff that's not porn, and some of them are pretty dumb. Okay, a lot of them are pretty dumb.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what the fuck do you mean, some of them?
There aren't a lot of Mensa folk in the porn industry.
Hey, I keep trying to get Asia Carrera to get on Twitter, but like she won't listen to me. Probably wonders like, who the fuck are you? And
how'd you get this number?
I mean, she classically trained pianist and a member of Mensa before she started taking dick on camera.
Oh.
And then she retired to Utah and became a Pastafarian.
So, complete with colander?
Yep.
Nice.
Praise be to the flying spaghetti monster, you know?
Yeah. But
I need to try harder.
Hey, Bonsaka.
it just drives me crazy though because
Maybe start writing my stand letters like in calligraphy or something. Is that what I should do, Johnny?
Well, ask Jack for assistance. He can lead you the way. He's got a collection of protection
I mean,
orders.
she is Asian, so that might pique his interest.
He's got this collection of protection orders. You should definitely learn something from him there.
If I'm not mistaken, she speaks fluent Japanese. So now,
the thing that keeps on pissing me off though is that I've been saying it for goddamn ages that.
Oh, before I forget, because I am sleep deprived here, Johnny, did you see the AAA today?
I have not been able to watch in forever.
Polly took my suggestion. He made that into a game.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, not quite the way I had it configured, but yeah, he made it his own. I was proud.
Sweet. I'll have to catch the replay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just keeps on.
Shush you, Terry. You're lucky you've got a wrench.
Nice.
Yeah. Did he give credit?
Well, both of us are perpetually sleep deprived, so I didn't expect him to remember where he got the idea from.
Well, yeah, he is.
And we both have our issues. We both have our issues with memory. I mean, he drinks, I smoke. You know.
And you both have vertigo.
Yeah. Although mine's not nearly as severe as his. That's probably because he drinks and I smoke. So, but yeah, it was a fun game. Found out Sinatra's got like got the eye to spot crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he came out the winner of that game.
Yeah, I'll definitely
Had to
check
teach
that
a
out.
coworker how to solder today. Really? That should be a fairly short lesson, shouldn't it?
Now, did you teach him with the hammer? Or did you teach that with the soldering iron?
Did you kidnap some poor coworker and like have them soldering stuff at hammer point in the back of your van?
If your hammer has a point on it,
Remember, Travis, no felonies in chat, okay? It's okay to plead the fifth. We won't hold it against you.
Travis,
Like a jury might.
Travis isn't going to plead anything. He's going straight in. He lives dangerously. He's all in.
He was asking for it. For the help soldering or the hammer?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Hey,
Hey,
dear.
it's here. No, I've been working on the house trying to get it cleaned up for. I should be hearing back from the contractor here soonish about doing the siding and windows. So every day after work and then on my days off, just been spending hours and hours at a time, just going through, just swimming through a sea of junk. And yeah. So I have not been keeping up with the news and the whatnots, aside from listening to streams. But apparently, did you guys see that Trump visited East Palestine? Because apparently Ohio's like Oklahoma; they can't pronounce shit properly.
I heard when he was intending to. I didn't hear that he had already.
Apparently, he brought like a bunch of bottled water, and he bought people McDonald's.
Good on him.
It's like, man, if they're already living in a toxic waste dump, why are you like feeding them that shit? Come on.
That's what he gave the NBA
Yeah,
team.
that's what. No, it wasn't an NBA team. It was a college football team.
Oh, college football team.
Yep, Clemson University. After they won the national championship, that's where they got the whole burger stacked a mile high bullshit that they fact checked him on.
Fact check: the burgers weren't actually stacked a mile high.
Yeah. Yes, the burgers were not in fact stacked 5,200 and whatever some odd feet.
They were only about 2.5-foot stacks of burgers.
Hey, Keith, how's it going? But yeah, and so he was also bragging about how well he knows the McDonald's menu. It's like it must be the fact that he's a billionaire, because like how many 70-some-odd-year-olds do you guys see eating McDonald's on a regular basis?
When I went to McDonald's frequently for breakfast time, a hell of a lot.
I mean, buying the coffee doesn't count, Sanguine.
No, buying a coffee, an egg McMuffin, or breakfast burrito, or something like that.
Okay,
Most
but
of them
I'm
would
talking
get
like,
something small to eat, a hash brown.
okay, yeah. Like, but they're not sitting there eating like Big Macs on the reg.
I don't go to McDonald's during dinner time.
Well, I do, and I can tell you, it's people like my age and younger. It's lazy shits who don't know how to cook. So
I will have to defer to your analysis of that because, like I said, I don't.
I see more elderly people working at McDonald's than I do eating at McDonald's.
Fair enough.
And yeah, Gray, I'll have to take your word on that. Yeah, everyone seems to be giving him shit when he's, well.
It's deflecting from the fact. Do you see Mayor Pete finally showed up out there?
Well, and Biden's too busy with a mouthful of Zelensky. So, I mean, who do you expect to be the president or acting presidential at that time? But yeah.
Yeah, the fact that people are attacking him for that is absolute bullshit. He went to help out people. Is it also campaigning? You bet your fucking ass it's also campaigning. But it is far more tolerable campaigning than most of the campaigning that we end up seeing, so why the fuck would I be pissed off about that?
Yeah.
That's my take when it comes to it. But the sheer number of people that are doing the Trump, no, fuck you. Shut up.
I like I said, I think it's to deflect from the fact that Pete finally showed up and he's still just putting his foot in his mouth left and right.
Oh yeah. Well, it's because
Like, how can you
like
be
my
so
new
bad at this job?
Do you like my new reflective vest?
Yeah, he looked the part of the the guy that works at the construction company because like his brother-in-law owns it, you know.
Keep an eye on him. He likes to lick the windows.
He can't be bad. He's gay. I mean, a lot of shit's going wrong. This is literally the worst remake of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles I've ever seen in my life, Terry. So,
yeah, and you did mention,
respectfully disagree.
You did mention the the trains that just rolled over.
Mm. Yeah, that video was pretty wild.
Yeah. That wasn't subtle either. That was like...
It was like, I don't know how many of those cars just like, and it was the tanker cars.
It was like the fainting goats, only sad.
Yeah. It's like the conductor said, roll over, play dead.
Don't explode.
I haven't seen this thing that you guys are talking about, so do explain it for everyone who hasn't.
Yeah, because I don't know if I'd be able to find the video at this point. I saw this like a week ago. It could have been sooner. Everything's blending together, but it's just this video, like a TikTok video of a train crossing, right? You know, they get the little arms down so people aren't trying to drive past, and the train's going by, and I don't know how far it's gotten, but they got these tanker cars. Oh, you found the video?
Yep.
You want to put it up so that Sanguine can see it? Because I'm not going to do it justice.
Yeah, let me see if I can get this set up. So it's not just...
But in the interim, while he's setting that up, Sanguine, what are you doing for the anniversary?
The anniversary?
Yeah. 1 year of the Ukrainian war, man. What are you doing to show your solidarity?
Fuck all.
Good man. I'm gonna do the same thing I did when the invasion happened. Not a damn thing.
Yep.
Not my monkey, not my circus. Travis, Moscow Mule's on me. Not much of a drinker, and I'm certainly not gonna have any like alcohol with dairy. So that sounds like a bad time.
Alright, so I don't know if this is the video that I've seen, but it's definitely one of them.
I think this is the one. Yeah, just nice and slow.
Mm-hmm.
Chug it, 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 chug it.
Oh yeah, this is
And
it.
then somebody put a penny on the track.
Okay, I was also looking at what the fuck they were Holy shit.
Yeah, like 5, 6 cars just roll right the fuck over.
Yeah, I was looking at what they were because I thought it was going to be in that intersection, because there's something that they end up pushing along near the wheels at certain points. There's this.
Yeah, that's the.
There we go.
Right here.
That's the ties coming out.
Yep. That's exactly what I was looking at.
Like, how long have we had railroads? Like
Forever.
a good long while, right?
We've had them for goddamn centuries, literal centuries.
You would figure we would know how this shit's supposed to work by now, right?
Well, we did for a long period of time.
Assassin. Someone put a no key on the track.
What's really funny?
The first train was 1804.
It says on here, when the train got too tired, it decided to roll over and take a nap.
But yeah, the thing that really pissed me off about all of this shit is the number of people saying, well, this is just what you do. And I'm going, no, this isn't just what you do. When there's a train derailment, you don't just burn the shit before you check to see what the shipping manifest was. You don't just burn the shit before you do a pyrolysis calculation or pyrolysis checks, which, first off, the first part of a pyrolysis check that you do is what temperature do we need to achieve in order to actually burn off this shit? Because different things have incomplete burns and full burns, and sometimes incomplete burns are really nasty, but full burns are perfectly fine. A good example is the most dangerous part of a fireplace fire is if you're getting an incomplete burn. What chemical is released by an incomplete burn of wood in a fireplace? This should be an easy one. What do people die of from having shitty fireplaces?
The creosote.
Travis got it right. It's carbon monoxide. An incomplete burn of wood will create carbon monoxide.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like starting a house fire with a.
Nope, that's
with the
for an extended period of time. If
Gotcha.
you don't clean out your chimney, then you end up with a house fire. If you're dying just because you started a fire and then you die mysteriously that night while watching your fire, it's carbon monoxide poisoning. Because you're having incomplete burns and you aren't venting properly. So, if you have a complete burn of wood, then you're left with predominantly water and CO2. If you have an incomplete burn, then you get a shit ton of carbon monoxide. So, incomplete burns can be dangerous, while complete burns can be perfectly safe. So you check each chemical, what's the complete burn temp that they need, and if they get the complete burn, and it just releases safe chemicals, like carbon dioxide and water, or shit like that, then yeah, burn the fucker, it's perfectly fine. If you find out that a complete burn releases poisonous shit and an incomplete burn releases poisonous shit, don't fucking burn it. No one checked the temperatures that you need for complete or incomplete. No one checked whether either of them released dangerous chemicals. They just went, we're going to burn it.
And Poppy,
Then we found...
I did send you the message. If you want it in, you can just jump on in.
Then it takes a few days after the incident to find out that they never got the shipping manifest before they started the burn. The fuck?
First I know you're not supposed to attribute to malice what can be explained by incompetence, but
there's a certain point where it starts to beggar your imagination.
I mean, we've had like 2 straight years of incompetence, and you gotta ask yourself, like, at what point do we go ahead and start attributing it to fucking malice?
Yep. Because, when you have all this shit happening again and again and again, where you're going, okay, so...
Feel better, Poppy.
This is the SOP, because I am willing to bet money that the SOP for a train derailment is you get the shipping manifest.
Yeah, what the fuck were you carrying? And, how concerned should we be?
What were you carrying? How much of each thing were you carrying? Give us all that information. Once we have all that information, then we can figure out how we're going to handle your fuck up.
And, from what I've been hearing, like, they weren't testing air water quality after the burn, and people were just going back, they were letting them go back in their homes without doing any tests.
Yeah, they didn't do complete testing. They, like I said, didn't do the full pyrolysis check of what will this create when we burn it? What temperatures do we need to achieve if we burn it? Because the nasty thing is, there are some things that burning off is absolutely the right option. There are some things that burning off is the worst possible option. And there's some things that burning off would be the right option if you could achieve consistent temperatures sufficient in order to do the full burn. But because the temperatures are high enough, if you try to burn it, rather than burning the chemical, what you do is you evaporate it. Which is an entirely different fucking problem.
Well, and what got me was like the first thing I heard from Mayor Pete about the situation was like, oh, train derailments, they happen all the time. There's like 1,000 a year. Don't worry about it. It's like, I can understand not wanting to cause panic. Like, I don't want him out there running around, pulling his hair out, going, shit, this is bad. But minimizing it like that, it's like, are you just tone deaf or intentionally stupid? Like what? So
treat it like a problem because it is a problem. Don't blow it out of the water and make it much bigger than it needs to be, but don't minimize it either.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, don't have people that are actively wearing hazmat suits telling people that aren't wearing hazmat suits, oh yeah, you guys are perfectly fine.
No, I think my first question was like, why are you in the hazmat suit? Yeah.
And that was the thing. They were being asked those questions when they had the people in the hazmat suits there saying, don't fear, citizens, you are perfectly fine. And the citizens were looking at them in their hazmat suits going, why are you wearing that then?
Well, oh, if Assassin says, no way, if there were 1,000 a year, the news would freak out over it. I mean, considering what we've seen over the past, 7 years? 8 years? Going from Obama to Trump to Biden now? Do you really think the news would freak out about it if it weren't, their adversary in office? And
with
also,
how much we
this is a
ship-
perfect example of I think it was Mark Twain, right? There are lies, damn lies, and statistics. You know, there may very well be 1,000 derailments a year. They might be like 997 of them might be minor derailments where like
That's what I was
one
just
car
about to
comes
bring
off the
up.
track, or you know.
I was just going to bring up the fact that no, I can absolutely believe that there's 1,000 derailments because we ship a fuck ton. Things are
And
constantly
you said
moving on
earlier,
rail.
like you need to make everything worse. So
We ship a fuck ton on our rail lines. So I can believe that there's 1,000 derailments a year. I very much doubt that there's 1,000 10-train derailments a year.
ooh, what are you grilling up there, man? That sounds tasty.
I currently have pork loin that is in a cast iron skillet, and I'm searing off all the sides before I toss it into the oven to continue cooking.
Okay.
I'm going to be having a bit of breakfast for dinner because I'm having the pork loin. Then I'm also going to be having pancakes with a...
Okay, pork and pancakes?
Yep. Pork and pancakes.
Are you trying to do like a white person chicken and waffles? Is this what's going on here?
Nah, if I wanted to do chicken and waffles, then I would be making chicken and waffles. I have a waffle iron.
No, I'm saying like, are you trying to make like the white people equivalent?
Nah, I'm just trying to make a really fucking tasty dinner. So I'm going to be having a buttered bourbon maple syrup, pancakes, the pork. I'm also going to fry up some bacon and have that along with it. And then I'm going to have a
It was nice.
not quite French, not quite English style scrambled egg where it's very fine curd in it.
See, this is the closest in like food taste you and I have gotten like doing breakfast for dinner.
Nice.
This is as close as we've ever gotten culinary wise.
But yeah, that is what my dinner is going to be tonight. So I have that pork going in the pan, searing off all the sides, rendering out. I got a nice pork loin with a good-sized fat cap, so I'm rendering out some of the fat on the fat cap.
I
Which would be
am.
amazing.
I tried not to eat too much today because I am planning on having me a nice big steak dinner tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna go watch Cocaine Bear.
So I do have one quick question. Should
Mhm.
I go for the bourbon maple syrup? Should I go for Irish whiskey maple syrup? Or should I go for rum maple?
For pork,
Yeah, any of those will work.
I'd say rum.
We're talking syrup here.
Yeah, it's maple syrup that I'm going to be throwing a shot of booze into.
Rum.
Rum? Okay. In that case, I'll use some of this rum, my Relicario.
Usually my booze follows my food. I don't tend to mix them.
Well, I'm going to be having the booze with the food as well. It's just, it tastes rather lovely in the maple syrup.
Yeah, I'm saying like I usually eat and then I will drink if I drink. I don't usually drink while I'm eating, and I usually also don't add alcohol to my food that I'm preparing.
I will drink while I'm eating. I'll drink before I'm eating. I'll drink while I'm cooking, and I'll have some booze in my food every now and then. Depends on how I'm feeling.
Yeah, well, see, I haven't drank in forever either. So I mean, my program was like I will eat and then I will drink, and then I will eat to sober up.
Your eggs, sunny side scotch.
So,
See,
I do
often
have
pair my food with a nice drink.
I do have a bit of a palate cleanser.
Go ahead.
And by palate cleanser I mean it's not a palate cleanser.
well, I'm celebrating my birthday early, Assassin. So that's why I'm going for the steak dinner. This is probably the one time this year that I have steak. So I'm making it count, you know.
And Travis is only doing the ritziest of breakfast for dinners. He's having Eggos and scotch.
What do we got going on here?
Followed by
Johnny?
scotch and cornflakes.
So, apparently, have you ever been burned by someone so bad that it's stuck with you for your entire life?
No.
I mean,
Unless you mean actual burns. I have a couple of those that are still massive scars on me.
kind of in progress, so I don't really want to jinx it.
Okay, so here we go.
I was 9. 2002 is when I started acting professionally.
Yes, Jennifer Stone from The Wizards of Waverly Place on Disney Channel. You were 9, and I was too when we went to elementary school together at Butler Elementary in Arlington, Texas.
All right.
Okay. This is already off to a bad start.
The fuck?
Who's boiling which bunny where?
Well, first of all, this gentleman's his shirt is very loud.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it
And,
is.
What is it with the side shave haircuts? I mean,
Hey, Rodden.
you know, he's one tiny little mustache away from really frightening me.
You broke my heart. You were my first ever crush, and you and the entire school knew about it because I was 9 and I wasn't subtle or smooth in the slightest. And one day,
You still
I'm
aren't,
waiting
buddy.
on a custody change for my mom to come pick me up. And when I hear the doorbell ring, I think it's her. Turns out, no, it's actually you and a group of your friends because your best friend, I think her name was April. This was years ago. She lived right across the street from me, and y'all were like, "Hey, you want to come play?" And I'm like, I can't. I'm waiting on my mom. Sorry, mom.
That.
Okay.
Okay,
It
like,
gets-
I'm doing math here. Like 2002, like he's 9. I'm what 3-4 years older than this dude.
2002. He 20
So
years.
that means he's in his early 30s.
This guy is 30.
Yeah, this motherfucker should know how to dress by now. And maybe like to breathe in between sentences.
I'm a wreck. She says, "What's wrong?" And I was like, Jennifer came over, asked if like we wanted to hang out, and my mom was like, "Hey, it's fine. I can wait in the car for about half an hour or so. Go." So I bolt on over, ring the doorbell. Turns out that y'all were just playing Truth or Dare, and coming to ask me to hang out was a dare. Boy, howdy, did that crush me. And at this point, it legitimately started to rain, like straight out of a movie, so I slumped back over to the car in
Did she
defeat.
make him gay?
And my mom, I'm sorry to say this, my mom still holds a grudge against you because that stuck with me, man. But honestly, though, water under the bridge. I'm glad that things have been really successful for you. And I hear that you're a nurse now. That's awesome.
Oh, he's still stalking her. Okay.
Yeah. He never got over that crush, and he still wants in her.
That's just
Yeah, there's something under that bridge, and it's not water.
It's the bodies of women that look like her.
yeah. See, Cannibalistic and I, we're about the same age. It's like, I'd have bullied that kid. Yeah. Check his van.
Are there
Let's
women that
be
have
honest.
gone missing around where he lives that look something like the woman that he was replying to?
Let's be honest here, Travis. He doesn't have a van. He's got an EV. And
Yeah.
there's probably just enough trunk space to stash that chick. I'm sure he's taken measurements and he's double checked. Yeah. I would bully him. Yes, exactly. Yeah. The fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, the internet was a mistake.
Are we good?
I don't know.
I haven't reloaded because
Yep,
Camel said that when he reloaded,
I don't
it
have the
went
chat back, but yeah, it looks like we are
worse.
Back in the game. All right.
Yep. Now I just gotta wait for the chat to come back up because for some reason, whenever I click on a live stream, it doesn't want to give me the chat right away. There we go.
Oh, that's strange.
Yeah. Chat box is just blank, but it's back now. Hi, everybody.
Hello again, and there we go. Finally snapped back for me.
I don't know where we left off, but yeah.
What
social
was the
media
last thing that you guys heard? Did you hear the for porn?
OBS screwed the pooch, Assassin.
Yeah, as soon as I mentioned OBS was down. So that was...
Oh, girl in the trunk's the last thing that Travis heard. Of course that's the last thing Travis heard. Just move on. Well, I had a nice little rant going, and then Johnny put the kibosh on it.
Yeah.
OBS put
Way
the
to
kibosh
go,
on
Johnny.
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
The internet was a
Ron
mistake.
says he heard internet was a mistake. Yes, the internet was a mistake. It should have just been for research and porn, and as Sanguine so eloquently added, researching porn.
Yep.
People are out here on social media admitting to shit that I wouldn't confess to God himself. Just freely. Like Jesus would have to waterboard me before I would admit to anything like that dude just said. Okay?
No,
Like bamboo shoots under the fingernails, the whole 9 yards. Like,
if I had something
the
like
Holy
that,
Ghost would have to treat me like Mr. Joshua in Lethal Weapon. Just beat the shit out of me before I would admit to anything half as embarrassing as that.
the only person I would ever sell out to is my shrink, and no one else.
I was half expecting my shrink, and then I would have to kill them and find a new shrink.
I'd get a priest before I got a shrink. Are you kidding me, Johnny?
Well, at those prices, yeah, probably a good idea.
I mean, the wife's already Catholic. You got an in, you know.
My wife, she's actually a Christian.
Is that not what a Catholic is?
Well, it's part of it.
Not all Christians are Catholic, but all Catholics are Christian.
Yeah. A square is a rhombus, but a rhombus isn't necessarily a square. I got you. Okay.
Yep.
But I was saying, like, you know, if you're gonna, you know, confess your, you know, bullshit to somebody, you might as well do it to a priest. And, you know, as far as I'm aware, that's the Catholic domain.
Yeah, I'm not.
Pastors also take confession.
I'm not telling my shit to a preacher.
Yeah, but you don't get the nice little seat with the curtain and everything. You know, they got to do that shit face to face, and that just makes
Oh,
it
depends.
weird.
You have Anglicans,
Not in Oklahoma.
and Anglicans are just the Catholic Church, only without the Pope.
Yeah, not in Oklahoma. Like we've got like Baptist, Church of Christ, and like the occasional odd Catholic. Oh, I mean, we also got the Witnesses, which I try to stay away from them.
Jehovah begins with an I. I never. I don't follow that.
Well, it's because the old alphabets didn't have J's.
Okay, you have Anglicans there, Travis. I don't have them down here.
It's kind of like how when you're looking at
The closest thing we have
Buildings-
to Anglicans are Methodists. All right.
when you look at buildings that use the Roman script, they do V's instead of U's. and they do I's instead of J's.
Yeah. I do have another cool video.
Go ahead. I'm going to mute for a second so I can quickly beat these eggs.
What do those eggs ever do to you?
Existed. He's an ovist. So let's see.
Oh.
I'll share this here.
What kind of video is this? Is this another stalker video?
No. This is actually a pretty cool one. I don't know if you've seen it. Probably have.
I didn't listen to the dude talking. I just saw like the video playing on my phone.
I wonder if I have the audio sharing, but
What in the name of...
Nope, not for me anyway.
all right. So we will.
of all fantasy?
There we go.
Okay.
What in the name of all fantasy blacksmithing is this? Okay, so it straps to your arm.
Look on his face.
I'll take two. What in the name of all fantasy?
So it's a forearm hatchet knife thing.
It looks cool. But I live in the 21st century and we have chainsaws.
It looks cool, but the problem is that it has a less efficient swing than a hatchet.
And no motor like a chainsaw.
I prefer to do things manually.
And I prefer to do them quickly and with as little effort as possible.
And as loudly as possible.
Too. I just do them manually. So I use a nice heavy axe.
Plus that impact on your hand
Yeah, that's gotta be a.
You have to have that thing on right.
Yep.
Somebody's gonna crack a forearm. You just know it.
There's gonna be a fracture somewhere.
I mean, like on the plus side, they'll already have a splint on.
That just what we were thinking there, Badger.
But yeah, like I said, for me, the part that bothers me is it doesn't deliver as much power that way. If I want an axe, I want my nice, meaty thunk in everything.
At least, and I'm wondering what kind of wood that had to have been like dried wood.
Very well seasoned, yeah.
Yeah. Because that was like way too easy.
But also, like, you don't have a really good view of the dude on the left hand side because I'm pretty sure that dude was he like in his car or something.
I think so.
Like you only see like like top of the chest and head. The other guy, with the forearm axe there, like he's wearing like the full plaid, like he's going full lumberjack. He's probably been chopping shit for a while, on the regular. Dude on the left, I get the feeling he's a little pear-shaped. I'm not knocking it. Like, I got me a bit of a paunch myself, so I'm not throwing stones here, but I just don't see him actually using that. Now, I'll take two. For what? Paperweights?
For the camping, I'm never going to do.
For the girl that he's going to make a video of about the time that she invited him over to her house as part of a dare, and now he also needs to figure out how do I dispose of the body.
you know, Camel says 2 for when a woman comes over. I wouldn't put it past somebody to turn those into sex toys, cannibalistic. I mean, have you ever seen a dildo? Yeah, people do some weird shit.
That is true.
No, not a baldo, a dildo. I still
The
don't
drill dough
believe...
makes less sense than the reciprocating saw one.
Well, I did see the one that
Well,
looked like a
that's
centipede.
what it is, Sanguine. But marketing
No.
wise, you call it.
Have you not seen the actual drill dough?
I mean, is that just one that just spins?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Which
I
is
did
why
see.
I'm saying the reciprocating saw one makes more sense than the one that just fucking.
I
you
don't know if
gotta
it was
have a lot of faith in that craftsmanship, right?
Yep.
I mean,
There's one I also saw on
Can-
Poe's timeline.
I would love to have been a fly on the wall the first time somebody tried to talk somebody else into using one of those things, just to hear how it played out. You made a what? And you want me to do what with it? No. Well, maybe. Fuck it. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I was about to say, you say this, but at the same time, there's a shit ton of people that die or are severely injured every year by using a firearm as a marital aid.
I'm sorry, what?
There are people that die every year by using a firearm as a marital aid.
Okay, I need numbers on this.
Any number greater than 1 is far too fucking many. Let's be goddamn honest.
Humor me. Come on, you're the facts and figures guy. You got to know where to find that data.
I remember looking at
Now
it,
I'm curious,
being
man.
depressed by it. Let me see if I can find it again.
Because I could see an idiot here or there, but you're making it sound like there's this is a regular occurrence, and I just got to know how many. Because you say more than one is I don't know, man.
One is too many because
I feel like the gene pool needs to be chlorinated from time to time, and this might help.
let's see if I can find this info again. I looked it up ages ago.
Yes, I remember the story about the guy with the World War II artillery round, and what was that? Britain, or was it France, where that dude had it shoved up his ass?
Well, that
But
was
yeah,
fun.
there was.
Huh?
Travis sent me a video. It's
Of a dildo?
well, close enough.
I don't know if Travis is laughing about the French or about what he sent you.
It's a refrigerator washer that looks like it's masturbating the laundry.
I'm sorry, what?
Wait, what?
I've never seen a washer that
Did a woman design this, Travis? Is this like a enhanced spin cycle kind of thing?
Yeah, it started off loud, and I was like, "Oh, let's turn that down." It's a 1963 GM custom Imperial washer. You know, my wife would actually like one of those because it uses water.
Yeah, let's go with
That's
that.
the reason why I like
Well, I mean, that's a reason.
Does the missus know that you're out here outing her strange kinks?
Let's see, door is closed. Nope. Oh my god. I don't know what that is, but I don't think I want to know what that is.
Are you
Travis
screen
is
sharing
pushing
this?
quotes. Water.
No, but I will. I will warn you now, this is from Justin Wang.
Fantastic.
Man inspired me to do some serious streams, so I'm not scared.
Well, I'm just letting you know.
The fuck is that? Is that
It's an infestation within a clear
Switch controller?
Switch controller.
What?
I'm not an entomologist.
I'm thinking that it's lice.
It might be lice. It might be a bunch of other things. But yeah, it's
I mean, lice would make sense. It's a Nintendo player. So, like, what, 14?
there's a lot of things that could make sense.
Jacob would take offense to that.
He never stops around here anymore. I'm not worried about it.
But it could be
He's
just
gonna-
a fucking ant colony.
He's gonna clip that. If he actually stops by.
But yeah, it could just be a fucking ant colony has inhabited it. And it's not crabs, because crabs have a squatter body than that.
Well, yeah, it's a Nintendo player. How would they get crabs? Toilet seat?
Well, you can buy whores.
They spent all their money on Nintendo. They're not going to have money for whores.
Be like, hey, this is Zelda money. You better put out hard.
That's just disgusting. No matter what it is,
What is it?
whatever those are.
Okay.
Hey,
Sorry,
if you're
I
not
thought
an
you said-
entomologist, do you expect me to guess what this shit is?
I thought you said it was disgusting when I read what that was. And I'm
No,
going,
No,
someone
I
else
said it's disgusting. Whatever
Let's
it
see,
is.
let's see if anyone in the thread knows.
Cannibalistic is going for crabs. So
like I said, it's not crabs.
Classic console behavior.
that's, like I said, disgusting. Either way.
Sugar ants is what this guy's saying.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, an ant colony would make some sense.
Speaking of disgusting,
I knew it wasn't crabs because crabs look like gorilla lice.
I'm trying to change the subject, Sanguine.
Yeah, I'm trying to prevent that. I thought that was obvious.
You don't want to talk about the Lord of the Rings, really?
We can talk about the Lord of the Rings.
Well, I again, I said it before the stream. I'd never watched the original movies. I haven't read the books. I'm not a Tolkien person. Not opposed. I got nothing against it, but just never caught my fancy. But apparently, Warner Brothers is revamping the Lord of the Rings. Why? Beats the fuck out of me.
So, did they say what they're doing with it? Is it just that they're redoing any CGI that was done in it? Which that, as long
No,
as
they're
that's all
making
they're
multiple
doing,
films.
it's going to
they're
be
making-
an abomination.
They're making multiple films based on the beloved J.R.R. Tolkien books. And the first paragraph says, the first Lord of the Rings trilogy grossed nearly $3 billion worldwide, and the Hobbit trilogy matched those grosses. So it's a cash grab.
Yep.
No filmmakers have been attached to the project as of yet. Jackson and his main Lord of the Rings collaborators, Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens, said that Warner Brothers have kept us in the loop every step of the way. We look forward to speaking with them further to hear their vision for the franchise moving forward. Okay, I get that they made the original trilogies and whatnot, but do they have any say over Lord of the Rings, or is this just why does Peter Jackson's name always get brought up whenever it's Lord of the Rings related?
Because he was the one that did the movies. Also, he was the one that got the go-ahead from the son of Tolkien to do the movies. Because that was a big thing. The Tolkiens were rather closely guarding the rights. So a lot of people wanted to do them, and they kept on denying them. But then he was able to get the go-ahead.
But I just remember when with the Rings of Power was coming out, they're like, nobody talked to Peter Jackson. It's like, okay.
Oh, it's because he's a major lore whore in a good way, at least has been a major lore whore in a good way when it comes to the Lord of the Rings. He wasn't as good when it came to the Hobbits, but when it came to the Lord of the Rings, he made sure that they respected the source material.
Oh, God damn it, Poe.
What did Poe just do? Is it another dick flattening thread?
No, it's a picture of a bunch of diapers.
Okay.
One perk of a cub party is getting to save all the pamps to snoof later that night.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I'd rather see the dick flattening. That is ugh.
Yep. This is why diaper furs should not be allowed in polite company.
Oh wow! So you guys want to hear the upcoming slate of Warner Brothers movies?
Let's hear it. I'm not.
We've got Shazam: Fury of the Gods, The Flash, followed by the hotly anticipated Barbie.
Yeah.
In August, Jason Statham will come back for The Meg 2, The Trench. Did you guys ever watch the original one?
No. It seemed like a stupid.
Yeah, I never watched it either, and I typically like shark movies. You'll never see my ass in the ocean, but I'll go see shark movies. But yeah, I was wondering if anybody had seen the first one, was like, do they really need a sequel for that?
Yeah, I have not seen The Meg.
So end of the
The
year.
last shark movie that I saw
Sharknado?
was no, it was what was the name of it? Deep Blue.
Oh, Deep Blue Sea.
Get me the fuck out of this movie from Samuel
Yeah, Deep Blue
L.
Sea.
Yeah,
Had him and Thomas Jane and LL
Cuba Gooding Jr. LL Cool J. That's who it was.
graphics for it. You know what? I was so pissed that he lived to the end.
You wanted
like
LL Cool J to die?
No, I wanted Michael Rappaport to die.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that you were sick or so disappointed that LL Cool J survived to the end, and I'm going, damn.
I mean, I could take it or leave it on LL, but like, of all the people in that movie, he should have died first. Like Stellan Skarsgård, dead. Samuel L. Jackson, dead.
Well, Samuel L. Jackson, you know.
Yeah, he wanted out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, is like
Samuel L. Jackson, the man who it seems he's going on a Nick Cage maneuver of, we want you in this movie. How much you paid? Because he was just in every fucking weird movie around that time. He was in that movie. He was in The Spirit of the City. Did you guys ever see The Spirit of the City?
You mean The Spirit with Gabriel Mock and Scarlett Johansson?
And
it was just called The Spirit.
Oh, it was just Spirit? I know that the hero was called The Spirit of the City.
Yeah, it was just The Spirit.
Okay. Did you see The Spirit, though?
I did see it, and I just...
Do you know why I'm called the Octopus? Because I got 8 of everything? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I just remember, like, the monologues that Gabriel Mock had to deliver, like the voiceovers when I was like, God, just kill me now.
I remember when the movie was
and then
I was kind of
seeing Scarlett Johansson and Samuel L. Jackson dressed up like Nazis. That's all I remember from that movie.
I was looking forward to this movie when I saw the trailer, and then I watched part of the movie and I'm like, nah, I'm out.
I mean, I get it, like 300 was successful, but like, you don't have to make, and Sin City, that was also successful, but that doesn't mean you got to start making every Frank Miller thing,
Mm-hmm.
You can pick and choose. You don't just have to go down the list.
And I'd say that a good reason why Sin City was as successful as it was due to 2 main characters, Marv and the character that Bruce Willis played.
Oh, I can't remember his name now.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the name, but
wait. Assassin's telling me that Michael Rappaport did die. No, he didn't. Him and LL Cool J survived. They made it to the end. Didn't they? Hold on. Wait a second. I could have swore that Mouthy Ginger, Deep Blue Sea. Yeah, 1999. Wow. Saffron Burrows. Yeah, she was in movies there for a little bit. I'm not seeing where it says, maybe in the user reviews it'll say who. No.
You probably have to look to the plot.
Huh.
Apparently Thomas Jane actually swam alongside a real-life shark. He was only allowed to shoot that once. No, he's only allowed to shoot it once he completed all of his other scenes. Yeah, I mean that seems smart.
That's a fair distinction to make. I want to swim with a shark. Okay, but that's only after everything else is shot.
So I was going through the cast list for The Spirit. It seems like Eva Mendes hasn't done anything since a couple of movies and a Pantene commercial.
Ah.
That's 2014. Well, she did an episode of Bluey. Sure. She's also married. She's also married to Ryan Gosling, which I didn't know.
What?
Eva Mendes is married to Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, that's another reason why I hate that bastard.
It's like I had no idea.
Did you say Louis, or was that the show that you said?
Bluey.
That she was in an episode. Bluey? What the fuck's Bluey? I know Louis. What the fuck's Bluey?
It's some kid show.
Okay, that explains why I don't know it.
I'm not seeing anywhere where any of the trivia stuff's telling. But yeah, I could have swore Rappaport, like, he lives. Did die. No one remembers he was in that movie. Hey, man, I remember. The only thing I actually liked Michael Rappaport in was Justified, and that's because he plays white trash very convincingly.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
He's really bad at playing a tough guy. Though he desperately wants to play a tough guy.
I don't recall him in any tough guy roles. I mean, like I said, like the closest.
Well, from
the closest,
2016 to 2020.
Oh. I mean, he's played, like, you know, cops and whatnot. Again, like, aside from that one role, he played a white trash criminal very well. You know, white trash redneck. And everything else I've seen him in, that I remember him being in, he was just, you know, goofy white guy.
Yep. And he was just kind of there.
He says, "My point is no one remembers him being in it." And I refute that claim, sir. I remember.
Yeah, it's hard to argue.
Johnny
that
Assassins
no
call me nobody, man.
It's hard to argue that no one remembers it when it started with that movie annoyed me because this guy was in it.
Yeah. Not that he was in it, that he lived.
Yep.
Like I would have enjoyed that movie so much more if one of those sharks just bit him right in half. Maybe you know, maybe played like volleyball over the over the fencing with his corpse. Okay, Rotten says the wiki says he dies in the movie. And a shark kills him. Okay, maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe I'm confusing him and Thomas Jane.
Now he has to go back and watch his new favorite movie.
I mean, the movie's from 1999. I probably haven't seen it. I mean, the last time I saw it was probably on television, and like we're getting close to like a decade of not watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
So make of that what you will.
Like I said, though, now that you found out that he dies, you get to go back and watch your new favorite movie.
I guess I'll have to, because I don't recall how he dies, how the shark gets him.
I'm trying to remember where he was. Wasn't he in the kitchens with LL?
Where he was when the shark got him?
No, I'm saying what his role was.
No, LL Cool J worked in the kitchen.
I know that LL Cool J worked in the kitchens. I was asking if he was also in the kitchens.
No, Rappaport, he was one of the researchers.
Oh, I think he's the one that dies in the elevator shaft, isn't he?
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I got you. The ladder breaks and he ends up falling into while the sharks are swimming up. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's where he dies, isn't it?
Yeah, something along those lines.
Because it was either there or, like I said, I think there was someone in the kitchens with LL Cool J, and they die.
His bird dies. The shark gets his bird in the kitchen.
Okay, it was the bird in the kitchen. I remember something died in the kitchen that allowed him to get out. And Rapport would definitely count as something.
I think it kills his bird, and he ends up trapping it in an oven because it's like one of the baby sharks.
Mm-hmm.
And now everyone in chat's hearing the song. I bet you. What else is going on in the world? Why is Andrea Mitchell trending? I don't want to know. Never mind.
Well, I suppose because I don't want to make us liars. What the hell's that chick's name again? That we were talking about before the stream. Silver, whatever.
Veil.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Silver Veil, the VTuber.
Yeah. Now,
anything new on that?
I know that she put out a tweet recently that's pretty much just like, I'm not gonna stand to bullying and blah blah blah.
Well, the thing is, so do you guys know anything?
I'll be right back.
Right.
Do you guys know anything about the story?
I know very little enough to care.
Okay, so the gist of it is Silver Veil's a VTuber. You guys know what VTubers are, of course, right?
Yep.
So she's a VTuber that streams video games and that like. So she's done things.
She's a dude.
She's done things in various communities before, and she's done charity streams to help out with various organizations, shit like that as well. But when Hogwarts Legacy came out, she was a massive fan of Hogwarts, as many people that were born in the 90s were. 90s and thousands. Or early 2000s were.
The era of Euro
Wizard Harry.
Euro Wizard Harry, yeah.
Yes. So, she was a fan of that. Hogwarts Legacy. It's Hogwarts Legacy is the name of the game, right? Yeah. Hogwarts Legacy was coming out. She was a big fan of the series, so she decided, surprise, surprise, as a video game streamer, that she would stream a video game. And when she decided that she was going to stream the video game, she got a shit ton of hate for it because people were saying that she was transphobic for doing so. But she played the video game. The first stream got a shit ton of hate for it from that community. And then the very next stream she did was also that same video game. And the stream after that was that same video game. So she did 3 streams in a row of the video game that they were trying to bully her out of streaming. And she's done several streams since of that video game. It started with the normal bullying and accusations of transphobia. Then Twitch Automods saw that trans was being said in a shit ton of streams. So it auto-censored trans. People accused her of being the one to censor trans and went after her for that. She didn't. Then it went further to people have now sent her death threats for playing the game. So it was a lot of absolute horseshit. Another streamer, as Cynic just brought up, was also caught up in this. Pikami, who is another VTuber. And she also played the game, got a massive amount of backlash, and she's just disappeared off the internet for a bit since then.
Okay. Whenever someone brings up VTubers, I always have to ask, it's like, are we sure that these are she's?
Well, considering that we have info on who Silvervale actually is, or there is info on who Silvervale actually is, yes.
Okay. Like, every time I see a VTuber, I just expect it to be a dude with a voice changer.
There are some of those, but there are ones that are known to be female.
I don't know all the rules of the internet, Sanguine, but I follow that one fairly closely.
Yep, I get you. But yeah, it's known that Silver is a woman, and like I said, the gist of it is video game streamer decides to stream video game, people get pissed off, call her transphobic. She continues to stream the video game. People get more pissed off. They start a organized mob to attack her. She continues streaming video game. They then start sending her death threats.
I wish that I had a computer that could actually, allow me to play video games and stream them and whatnot, just so I could play that one.
Yep.
I'm not a fan of the Potterverse. I read the books from like grade school until the last one came out. I think the summer I graduated high school, and I read that one in like a day, and then I was done. I didn't care to keep track of any of the follow-on books or watching the movies or none of that business.
Mm-hmm.
But I would go ahead and play that game just so that way those people could show up in my chat and I could tell them to shut the fuck up. I don't care.
Yep. But yeah,
And see how long they last when they're faced with just apathy.
She had the audacity to play a game that she was having a lot of fun with. And when you watch her play the game, it's clear that she's absolutely fucking loving the game. But because of that, people are issuing death threats to her. Which is all kinds of horse shit.
Yeah, like I don't I don't think those people can handle just apathy. You're a bigot if you play this game. All right, well I'm a bigot. I'm going to Hogwarts. Fuck off.
Yep.
So I it just tells me those people have way too much time on their hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I might, after I get home from work and cleaning up my house, I might have like maybe an hour or so where I can play some video games before I rack out for the day, And I'm not gonna sit in somebody's chat and just like berate them because they're playing a video game I don't like. I got better shit to do, man.
Yeah.
And the thing that's really infuriating is the hypocrisy of a lot of the people that have been behind this campaign to bully Silvervale and other streamers. Just she's getting the worst of it because she's one of the biggest ones that's playing the game. And she has done charities for various LGBT things. So people are attacking her. But the sheer hypocrisy of it is infuriating. Since there are people that their argument is, well, if you're playing the game, then you're supporting J.K. Rowling. If you're supporting J.K. Rowling, then you're supporting what she says about all these groups. And she's a dangerous TERF, and she's killing people. J.K. Rowling is literally Hitler. Is the fucking argument. But then...
Speaking of literally Hitler, did you guys see the screenshot going around of somebody... They had like a little graph showing the difference between like straight and gay and
I saw
super
that.
straight and.
I have not.
Well,
I'll see if I can find that too.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Sanguine, while Johnny's looking that up.
The thing that pisses me off is the sheer number of people that have been attacking her for playing the game because it's supporting transphobia. That then proudly show all of their merch from going to the Hogwarts section of Universal Studios and have proudly shown all this shit dealing with the Potterverse, not just years ago, but fairly recently, since they've decided that she's an evil, evil woman that can't be allowed to do anything because she disagrees with what they believe about.
Yeah, she disagrees with him
sexuality.
on one point. One point.
On one point, so she needs to be completely wiped from the public square. But then they'll go after a streamer for playing a video game that the streamer's really goddamn enjoying, but they'll go to the Potterverse. And they think that that's perfectly fine. No, motherfucker. If it's fucked up that people are playing Hogwarts Legacy, then it should be fucked up that you're going to the actual goddamn theme park.
Now, there's a question I have about this whole Hogwarts Legacy thing. I was at work the other night, and they've got a couple of TVs that they have on, and one of them's tuned to like CBS. So like the weekends, it's a lot of like Hollywood Reporter type shit and some reruns of some of their shows. And one of the that's the one, Johnny. No, actually, that's not it. That's not the one.
Not it.
That is not it.
Ooh, I'm curious.
It's
well,
half of it.
Go ahead, put that back up so Sanguine can see it, and I mean we can just tell him what the other one that we've seen
there
is.
we go. It's a full start. of David, I'm guessing, or is
No,
it...
no. The super straight and the super gay are just Nazi flags. It's just swastikas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, like, I mean, aside from that, you know, the one that got me is like, okay, so you've got straight, right? You got man, woman, you know, woman, man. But then you got, you know, the trans is down here. It's like, okay, that's not straight. Like, I'm not opposed to an adult doing whatever they want to do. You know, whatever blows your hair back, sister. More power to you. All right. But can we please not? Just come on, now.
This is what I've said before. There's 3 that make absolute sense, and I'm willing to go for 3 additional sexualities. The 3 that make absolute sense: straight, gay, bi.
Okay, I'm with you so far.
Those make absolute sense. Because if you're a straight man, you like women. If you're a straight woman, you like men. If you're bisexual, you like both. The 3 that I would potentially allow are something like the pan or omni, whatever the fuck they want to call it, sexual.
That's just bisexual.
That's just bisexual.
Except, hold on.
That's bisexual with more steps.
Hold on. The reason why I allow it is because you can have bisexual people that don't want to date a trans person or don't want to go with a trans person. So, adding in that they're okay with trans people, I could understand that being another sexuality.
Okay, that's bisexual with an asterisk.
Effectively, that's what each of the additional 3 would be. It would be with an asterisk of includes trans.
What's that Robert Redford movie? The 68. There's 68 with an asterisk. Or is
no. That's 61, and that was
61.
That was Thomas Jane
Was it
and
Thomas Jane?
Barry Pepper, and it was directed by Billy Crystal. You're thinking of The Natural with Robert Redford.
Ah, okay. It's the baseball movie.
It's a different baseball movie though.
Okay. I was there, but okay.
Next, you're gonna start confusing it with like him playing Shoeless Joe Jackson or something.
But those would
He
be
could've.
the ones.
No, that was
Those
Ray
would-
Liotta in Field of Dreams.
Those would be the ones that I could somewhat understand. Like I said, I'd still need some convincing that they should be considered. But at least I would be able to go, okay, yeah, they serve some utility. And that's the thing. When it comes to declaring what your sexuality is, it's meant to be something that's actually useful. Because if you say you're straight and you're a guy, that tells every dude who likes dudes that, yeah, you aren't going to go for them. If you're gay, it tells every woman that you aren't going to go for them. So I can understand if we're arguing from just the point of utility.
I just find it funny that's super gay.
Yeah, the super gay.
Yeah, that's the new one on me.
Well, it makes perfect sense with the super straight.
I mean,
It just sounds stupid. It's really.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
it sounds
yeah.
stupid as shit. I'm not denying that. But, like I said,
They
the
sound dumb as
utility
fuck because they're trying to counter something that's dumb as fuck.
Yep.
And my point is like that's just too many steps. It's like I like vagina. I'm straight. I'm a man. You know?
I have hole, I like holes. Straight. I have...
Yeah. Like, oh well I have a it's like do you though?
Poles versus
Do you?
holes.
Yep.
Like do you really?
I really hope my wife's asleep. But I do have another thing. South Park came out with their new season. I think they're on their second episode now.
Yeah, I haven't paid attention to South Park since the PC Principal season.
Because this came up.
I heard about that, and
I watched the episode. It's the first episode I watched since. Well, I guess I did watch the pandemic ones, but those were really, really just not good. They're passable. Like, yeah, I'll catch it if I ever get a chance to. But this one was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard about the Meghan and Harry one, and everything I've heard makes it sound like that's gold.
Oh, I saw, like, there's a headline I saw earlier this morning when I was over the house cleaning up. It said it was Harry, Duke of Sussex. It was like, I thought they abdicated. I thought they weren't, I thought they weren't royals. They didn't, have titles and all that shit anymore. Nope. I keep seeing them, the Sussexes. It's like, that's not their fucking name.
Oh yeah, that's because what they do is, and this was something that came out a while ago and pissed off the royal family, they were still using royal letterhead, and they were still referring to themselves by their titles, despite having those titles pulled.
I mean, couldn't the queen have just been like, nah, excommunicata, bitch, before she kicked off?
That's functionally what the queen had already done. What the queen had done is, oh, you don't want to be a working royal, but the rules of being a working royal? Okay. I'm pulling your titles. I'm pulling your privileges. You guys are now on your own. Don't use your title. The only title that they still have legitimate claim to is Harry's still Prince Harry.
Well,
actually, nope, he is still Prince Harry until his father kicks off.
Oh.
Because it's the mainline family.
They even reference the book that he wrote. Instead of that they call it Wah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I heard about that. But like the headline I saw earlier today was like, Prince Harry, he was telling people like he doesn't understand the First Amendment. It's like, yeah, we know you don't, dumbass. And if it's such a problem for you, fuck off back to England.
Yeah.
And take your wife with you, for fuck's sake.
Please, for the love of God, take your wife with you. No, I still find it absolutely hilarious why they had their titles and positions pulled. Because it goes to show that fucking Hollywood bullshit is far more extreme than royal bullshit. Because the reason why they lost all their shit was Meghan Markle didn't like being told no by the Queen.
I mean, that's how you know the Queen was slipping in her old age. If she had been in better health, I'm gonna bet you Liz would have cut their brake lines like that.
If only. But yeah, it was absolute bullshit because the whole reason why they were falling out of favor was Meghan Markle didn't want to have to do any of the responsibilities of working royals, which the English royal family are all designated as working royals. Which means that they have responsibilities they have to fulfill in order to get their stipends and all that shit.
I mean, like, yeah, they all have responsibilities and whatnot. Like, they're the only ones that don't have responsibilities aside from the what's his nuts.
The Tromo?
Yeah, Andrew. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, how much of a fuck up do you got to be to where you're the only ones out of a job aside from the pedophile?
Yep.
I mean, how big of an ass of yourself do you have to make to be in that kind of company, and not be the least bit embarrassed about it either?
Yep. Well, you have to remember that Megan is used to that sort of company. She's from Hollywood, after all.
I mean,
I'm not wrong.
well, I mean, she's not like, she was C-list at best. She had one role on one show, and aside from that, she was a glorified luggage handler.
Yep.
It's not like she was, snorting coke with Brad and Angelina.
No, because that would have required her to be at least halfway decent.
So, I mean, to say that she's from Hollywood, it's like, kind of, sort of. She's probably seen a few black leather couches in her day.
Yeah, like I'm saying, you have to remember that when I'm saying from Hollywood, I don't mean that she's inner circle Hollywood. I'm saying that this is the crowd that she was trying to get into, that she was trying to become part of. And I'm willing to bet that when you're trying to become part of it, yeah, you just kind of go, oh yeah, Chomo, okay. Can I get the part?
I just thought it was funny, like, seeing her trying to play the racism card against the Royals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were concerned what color the baby was going to be. It's like, really? Really? People don't even know you're black. I mean, come on. Like, I'm willing to bet either Johnny or I could get darker than her just by being out in the sun for an hour. So,
I sure as shit
put
can't,
that
but I
shit
can
away.
get redder than either of you.
You just burst into flames.
Effectively.
I
I said, I can't get blacker than her, but I can get redder than each of you.
I burn like the first couple days of being out in the sun, and then it's just straight brown. But I've been cooped up all winter, so. And man, yesterday was so nice. It was so nice. It was like 71. Beautiful.
Too hot.
Today was like 40.
Too hot.
No, it's not. That's perfect.
No, that's too hot. Both of those temperatures, too hot.
40 is too hot?
Yes.
I mean, 40 is
All right,
manageable.
just because you're like half Yeti, all right? Don't you be, putting that out there. All right, 70 degrees with a good wind.
Too hot.
Beautiful.
Needs to be colder.
There's a new word.
A new word.
That's it. There's a term for women that are uglier than mid, but not so quite so ugly that they're hideous. I feel like there should be a word for that. Midious.
Okay.
We used to call that average. Average used to be like the 4 to 6 range.
Well, it has a picture of the Tennessee cop. Well, it also has Greta Thunberg on here, but no. The chick from the grand jury from
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That bucket of nuts. And then
the beak on that lady is disconcerting. And I say beak in every sense of the word. Like
I might as well share this with the class.
I mean, the Tennessee cop, that's Greta Thunberg, but seriously, like the bottom left, tell me that chick doesn't look like she could crack open a coconut with that thing.
I'm waiting for it to be shared on stream.
And that Joker smile of hers, oh my god. She got the crazy eyes, that serial killer smile, and she's got a nose like a can opener.
Yep.
And then speed freak Chinese polyamory chick over there. That's just a whole other bucket of crazy.
Yeah. I want you to touch it.
Ready. Speed freak, polyamorous Chinese lady?
No, Chinese polyamory. Like Chinese. How did she put it? Chinese hierarchical polyamory.
So a Chinese supremacist?
She's not Chinese. It's the chick from FTX.
Oh.
That's how she was describing like her particular flavor of polyamory. It was like kind of like Chinese hierarchical. It's pretty much like, you know, harem style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
don't know why she had to say Chinese hierarchical when just harem style.
Well, I've been up for like 24 hours straight. I could be just confusing the exact phraseology, but like the idea of her having like a polyamorous lifestyle. What kind of troglodytes was she fucking? Because my God.
Well, the dude with the 3 initials.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, that's one. Like, what other kind of troglodytes was she, you know, bringing to the yard? Because, Jesus.
Probably several other employees of the same company.
When they weren't playing League of Legends, they were in the sex room.
Why look further
snorting Adderall off each other's dangly bits.
Why look further afield when you already have your awkward harem right then and there made for you?
I don't know. Pride?
She clearly has none. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, but I do, and like I cannot put myself in that particular mindset, Sanguine.
All right. Well, I am starting to fade out, so we're going to go with parting thoughts. Sanguine?
Copy that. I'll leave off with my stand. If you're passionate about something, make sure that you devour it. Don't let it devour you.
And Camel?
I guess I'll go with what is becoming my standard. Never miss an opportunity to shut up. Good night, everybody.
And let's see. I don't really have anything. Let's get verschnicked.
We'll bless the trees. We'll bless the rocks.
I was really half expecting, after don't miss an opportunity to shut up, that Johnny was just going to immediately cut the stream right there.
No, I have a protocol to follow. And with that, the zoo is closed. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night, all.
Night, everybody.